At the end of the concert, Pastor Ray came and whispered into my ear saying, Benny, there were 52 people. The entire population of Pitcairn Island is 66. He said almost 80% of the nation came to watch you. Dear friends, welcome to my 12th episode of my World Travel Stories. And today, I'm going to talk about my travel to Pitcairn Island, which is one of the most remote inhabited destinations in the world. It is located in the South Pacific. It is also a British overseas territory, and it is also known as the least populous national jurisdiction in the world. In the year 2007, I came to know about Pitcairn Island, and ever since then, I wanted to go and share my testimony there and play my music. And I asked all my friends in my contact circles, and none of them had even heard about Pitcairn Island. It was a huge challenge to get a contact over there. In the year 2008, I was visiting Wallis and Futuna, which is a French overseas territory in the South Pacific. One day as I was walking from the beach, I was very thirsty. So I went to a nearby house and I asked them for some water to drink. I still remember it was on the 21st of August 2008. This gentleman came and gave me some water to drink. As we started to talk, he introduced himself as Pastor Freddy, who was the pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church over there. And we continued talking, and I suddenly said, Pastor Freddy, by any chance, do you have a contact in Pitcairn Island? He smiled and he said, Benny, there is only one church in Pitcairn Island, and it belongs to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And my friend and colleague, Pastor Ray Codling, is the senior pastor over there, and I can put you in touch with him. Later on, he did that, and we started to communicate. And ever since then, I started to plan my travels to Pitcairn Island. But the big question was, how will I get there? The distance from Bangalore to Pitcairn Island is 17,000 kilometers, whereas the distance from Bangalore to Los Angeles is only 14,500 kilometers. You can understand how far and remote Pitcairn Island is. In fact, there are very few options to travel to Pitcairn Island. Firstly, they have a ship that goes once in 3 months. The other option was to take a cruise ship, which does not guarantee you at landing at Pitcairn Island because the sea is very rough. The other option was to take a private yacht, which cost $25,000. And as I started to research, and I found there was a company called Pacific Expeditions, and they were offering trips to Pitcairn Island for $2,500 US. So I started to plan my journey with Pacific Expeditions, and my plan was to leave on 24th of March 2010 from Bangalore and reach Pitcairn Island on the 1st of April 2010. This was my travel route. I left Bangalore to Mumbai, a 1.5 hour flight. Mumbai to Seoul in South Korea, a 7-hour flight. Seoul to Auckland in New Zealand, 11-hour flight. Auckland to Tahiti in French Polynesia, 6-hour flight. And Tahiti to Mangareva, 4.5 hour flight, which also is once a week every Tuesday flight. And from there we took a 30-minute airport taxi ferry to the harbor, and there the Southern Cross boat was waiting for us. We were 8 travelers, and Maya, our cook, as well as Paul, the captain of the ship. And we set on sail at 4 p.m. on the 30th of March 2010. After a few hours, the sea started to get rough and windy, and our boat was tossed up and down, and I struggled with my arthritis. My back and my joints were hurting. This was my first time on the sea. I threw up a few times and I struggled so much. Finally, after 40 hours of not seeing a single soul, not seeing a little bit of landmass, we got to see this view of Pitcairn Island. We were also thrilled that we were approaching Pitcairn Island. Altogether, it took 30 hours of flying plus 40 hours on the sea to reach Pitcairn Island from Bangalore. And there is no safe harbor over there. So they anchored the ship in the middle of the ocean, And from there, the local authorities sent these long boats where we jumped onto the boats, and as the waves were there, they just maneuvered as though it's like traffic. And we reached near the soft harbor, and again we had to jump onto the shore with our luggage. And it was an interesting experience even with that. On Friday, April 2nd, they had a community potluck where the community comes together and fellowships over a meal. And after that, I did a concert for them at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. In fact, they said that this was the first ever concert done by an international artist. At the end of the concert, Pastor Ray came and whispered into my ear saying, "Benny, there were 52 people. The entire population of Pitcairn Island is 66. He said almost 80% of the nation came to watch you. Indeed, it was historical. On the 3rd of April, Saturday morning, I spoke for their Sabbath service at the church. Right after the service, when we stepped out, we saw a beautiful sight. There were 5 yachts that were anchored. The locals said, "Wow, we have never seen something like this before." We had a wonderful time in Pitcairn Island. And at 6 p.m., the locals gathered together to bid goodbye to us. And the mayor, Mike Warren, he presented me this beautiful plaque that is so precious to me. We set on sail into the rough waters. I prayed very hard. I said, "Lord, please have mercy on me." And the Lord did a miracle. He sent a beautiful wind that helped our boat sail faster. It was a smooth journey. You can see us relaxing on the boat over there. And by the time we reached Mangareva, we had done it in 34 hours. It was a record time. In fact, Captain Paul came and said, "Benny, I've been sailing for many years, and this is the first time we could do it in 34 hours. And he said, "This is all because of your prayers." So we reached Mangareva at 10 a.m. in the morning. And in fact, we had reached so early that we had to spend the whole day and night on the seashore in Mangareva. And on the next day at 1:15 p.m., we took off to Tahiti. Dear friends, things might seem to be impossible with the plans that we have in our lives. Look at my situation. Getting to Pitcairn Island was next to impossible because nobody had a contact there. And here I was thirsty, and I went to ask for water, and God had prepared already a plan. I believe in God incidents rather than coincidence. And I want to encourage you. God knows everything. There is no secrets hidden in His sight. Sometimes we feel that God is deaf or God is far away from us, but I'll tell you, He knows everything. He listens to our prayers, and in His time, He will make all things beautiful. But step out in faith. And even when hurdles come, when you hit challenges in life, don't quit, don't give up. Hold on to the vision, hold on to the call, and put your faith in Him. And I know that one day you will be a victor. One day you will be more than a conqueror. Here I struggled on the sea. Even now I still remember how challenging that was. But Jesus gave me the grace and the strength to bear the challenge and go to Pitcairn Island and to minister to people out there. Friends, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do go to youtube.com/Benny Prasad. And there's also a bell icon there. Please click on that so that every time I post a video, you will get a notification. Please do share this video and the other videos from other travels to your friends and your families so that they will also be encouraged. God bless you all.